let's say you have a national advantage. You start commercializing, you start selling it, and you go, we're only going to sell it to this government, and blah, blah, blah. Great, that's all established, we know that. What if that government takes that tool and they infect themselves with it, right? They say we're going after terrorists, but it's actually one of their own guys. And the whole purpose of it is just to capture this exploit. This thing that gets sent to the iPhone, that link, and then copy it. And now not only can the company no longer make money off of it, although the government is going to keep this contract alive so they can get more and more exploits, as they then use this burglary tool to get into other people who Israel and this company now have no knowledge of, they have no insight into, they don't see how this is being used because it's happening off their radar, outside of the commercial relationship. They can now use it against you, and they can use it against everybody else. And it teaches them how these things are found, it teaches them how these things are made, it teaches them where to look, right? This is not a cybersecurity industry, this is a cyber insecurity industry. And let me summarize here because I know people have questions. The thing that I have to constantly remember is that we wouldn't know any of this if people weren't willing to take risks to tell us. Even the people who are in academia, who are just watching the systems, who are responding to people's forensic requests, this is not the kind of thing that makes you friends. And it's this willingness to take risks, to tell us, the public, what is being hidden from us, what nobody wants us to know, but we desperately need to know, that moves us toward a better world. We need to be willing to accept some level of risk on both an individual and social basis if we want to actually enjoy what liberty is. Because, ladies and gentlemen, that's what this is all about. None of us can be safe unless all of us are safe on the longest time frames. And when we start letting flags get in the way, when we start letting communities get in the way, when we start letting identities get in the way of our collective sense of purpose, when we stop talking, when we stop listening, we create borders that don't keep others out. They keep us in. And eventually, when we're in this kind of world, where we're so afraid of all of the real dangers that we know are out there, right? That we start to limit our own activities, that we start fearing and we stop daring, we stop progressing. When we stop progressing, we stop living. And look, I've sat at the desk, I've typed in the names, I've read the communications, right? Terrorists are real, and some of them are very dangerous. But the thing that there are not a lot of people that are willing to say, but I think most of us who read the news, particularly in your neighborhood, see, is that these are also not rocket scientists, right? It's rare to have the evil mastermind. And if we can allow ourselves to be terrorized by someone with nothing but a knife, to reorder our societies for the convenience of state power, or we refuse to regulate the kind of corporate power, both domestically and internationally, that actually starts to shape policy and boundaries in our future, we've stopped being citizens, and we've started being subjects. We've stopped being proactive and deciding where we're going, and we've started permitting other people to make those decisions for us. So with that, let's go to questions.
Yeah.